Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Hello and welcome. Topic of the session is identifying opportunities based on trend of technology, trend of fashion, trend of liking, how things are changing. Change is getting accelerated over the years. Starting from industrial revolution, we have seen how technologies have been changing, and if a company is not keeping pace with changing technological paradigm, then it is very difficult to remain competitive in the business. So, we need to understand and formulate strategies or develop technologies to remain ahead of competition. So, today's topic is based on the trend, meaning based on trend how you define business model, either a new business model, or you try to tweak your own business model, you innovate or change your business model for meeting the change. A purpose of business or a business remains sustainable only when they can create value for customer, and customer will come again and again, and as a satisfying customer they will spread the message to their colleagues and friends, and eventually you have a increasing loyal customer base. So, you must constantly search for new innovations to meet changing customers' need. You try to copy strategies that are being followed by other companies and adopt the same in your company, and then remain competitive. So, to formally say about change and about trend, let us move back and just quickly come to the present day. See, every new technology brings with it some disruption that disrupt the status quo, and then it opens up opportunities for a whole breed of new businesses, like say internet. That internet came and it disrupted the way we entertain ourselves, we communicate, the postal system is no longer there, and we can communicate instantly. In between there was telephone, then even with telephone there is limitation, you have to pay for each call, whereas WhatsApp and Hike and things like that offer you free call. So, you just have to have the data package. So, likewise it started with advent of steam engine as known facts. Prior to that, of course, there might have been several other changes. Steam engine, when steam engine arrived in the society, there was no technology other than hand tools. Even clothes used to be made with hand tools like a latai or something. Then came steam engine, and it disrupted the whole industrial world, because it gave automation, it gave mechanical means of driving a machine. So, the concept of machine emerged with the steam engine, and then industrial revolution started. It revolutionized the manufacturing process. Then emerged the electricity with Thomas Alva Edison developing or offering generating, and then laying the cables for sending the electricity to home and to factories, and then the whole industrial paradigm changed into something very different. So, everything actually opened up new unlimited possibilities. That is very easy to imagine. Just imagine if there is no electricity today, what would have happened. Now, with electricity and other knowledge came innovation in electronics, innovation in the form of electronics and telecommunication. Electronics came with the first electronic thing that created that transformed the industrial manufacturing process is the programmable logic controller. With that, we could have robot, we could have assembly line that made the manufacturing automated, that automated the manufacturing process. So, advent of electronics and telecommunication changed the way we communicate, we manufacture, and gave a whole lot of competitive advantage or ease of manufacturing. And then came internet, in between so many other things came, like assembly line, and then automobile industry, then aeroplane and what not. But then internet transformed the way we communicate, we entertain, we educate, we shop, we manufacture, and we manage our businesses. A whole new breed of industries came into being, and then they offered the internet service, they used the internet service, some of them exploited the internet to offer newer and newer business, newer and newer products, services and businesses. Analytics, again a very recent phenomena that opened up scope for new efficiencies, new kind of analysis, new kind of decision making tools. Same thing with machine learning and artificial intelligence. Using machine learning, we create artificial intelligence, and artificial intelligence gives us power to make decision immediately, quickly, and without the bias of human, and it becomes even more reliable than decisions made by human, when where there is a kind of a regular decision making is involved, like where accuracy is involved. So, it is a whole new world now, and it is going to redefine the way we lead our life, because artificial intelligence is going to enter into our drawing room, our bedroom, our kitchen, everywhere. So, things will be absolutely different. The change is not so much important than the changes that brings new possibilities, new opportunities. So, using artificial intelligence, we can imagine that a plethora of new breed of companies who are non-existent suddenly will emerge and offer newer kind of services, newer kind of products that will entertain us, that will make our life easier. Digital communication has offered huge business opportunities, and new technologies will disrupt the past and will make way for the future, like 5G will come, and then many of the communication, many of the things that we do through standard communication is going to change, like the way we download, the way we watch TV, perhaps everything will change suddenly. So, and then with change new businesses will come. So, we need to understand what technology is going to emerge in the near future, and what kind of opportunities is going to bring us. More importantly, is it going to disrupt my business, and then can I identify a new business in this new technology, so that you can remain ahead, you can get some unfair monopoly and unfair advantage to make more profit, and your business becomes sustainable. Therefore, selection of business can be made by understanding or predicting the trend in technology, trend in people's liking, customers liking. So, trend provides great opportunity for starting new and winning business ventures. Those who are ahead of the trend, or at least at the forefront of the trend, they are going to enjoy natural advantage. Just imagine some companies who were already using analytics and offering corporate houses analytics, maybe not online but offline, but some analytics tools. So, when cloud computing became a order of the day, and more people started using analytics for decision making, for understanding their business performance and understanding customers' preferences. So, the existing analytics companies could deliver better, because they were already capable of using data and then translating data into information that helps us to make decisions. So, they were the companies who were at the forefront of the trend. That trend was coming. They did not know whether they knew or they did not know, no matter whatever is the case, but then they could exploit. So, imagine that some company, if they could predict this and start analytics business, would enjoy natural advantage. Now, therefore, it is important to be able to forecast, obviously, and create attractive new business based on the emerging trend. Now, here is a list of some of the trends that we have already seen, that has already manifested in our life, like say green trend. Green trend means there are many of the items in green trend, say smart irrigation is green trend, waterless toilet, water efficient washing of clothes, and then anything and everything where you use less energy, like say paperless communication, like recycling of the waste and recycling of many other things that otherwise would generate say carbon dioxide. Then you can think of saving power, for even there are concept of a waterless toilet. So, you don't have to you don't use more of water. Water is precious at number one, and then pumping water requires energy. So, using less water actually has double effect. On one end you save water is already scarce. On the other end you save energy, because it needs energy to pump. Clean energy, it's already known to everybody. Organic orientation, organic food in particular. Then economic trend is all pervasive, and it comes and it goes, and new possibilities emerges. Like during recession, you have some kind of businesses which are very relevant. In fact, during recession you can do wonderful business. People might think that this is a time when this is not a time to start a good business, a new business. Whereas, if you can really identify what people need during recession, perhaps you can help people, at the same time you can make money in the process. For example, Airbnb, they started their business at a time when America was going through recession. Now, they offered some economical method of holidaying to people who did not have enough money, enough disposable income because of recession, but they were looking forward to a cheap kind of accommodation and cheap kind of holiday package. On the other hand, there were many people who did not have adequate income, and they had mortgage on their property. So, they needed money to be able to pay for the mortgage. So, they were looking for some extra money. So, Airbnb came at that point of time. They offered these homeowners an opportunity to earn some money. On the other hand, they offered cheaper holiday package to people who did not have enough money to accommodate in 5-star hotel. So, they combined these two ends together and offered unique opportunity to both homeowners and travelers. In the process, they made money, they could create loyal customers, and they made money. It is also regarded as collaborative consumption, meaning the company collaborated with homeowners, and that led to consumption, because otherwise these people would not go for, the customers would not go for holidaying. They think that we do not have enough money for that, but then it promoted a consumption. And then when consumption is there, then there is business, because unless people are coming for staying, there is no business for Airbnb or these homeowners either. Similarly, Uber also offered cheap traveling when there was a recession in US. In the process, many people got self-employed because they did not have a business to offer their taxi or any other vehicle for earning money. But then Uber actually offered a unique networking facilities where customers could understand where and how they can call a taxi, and then use that at a cheaper rate, and eventually everybody was happy. Now, there are social trend. Everything is known to everybody. So, social trend means all that Facebook and MySpace, Hike, WhatsApp and whatnot, where you try to connect with your loved ones. Not only that, you make friends with some unknown people, strangers, and then you realize that you have something in common. So, you become a group kind of a thing. So, it is all entertainment, and entertainment promotes business as well. Like LinkedIn promotes a lot of business, because you get connected with like-minded people, consultants, you get business ideas, you get mentor, etc. Healthcare is always there. It was always there, and as economy improves, like the third world countries are improving, that is offering wonderful business opportunities under healthcare, because more and more people now can afford healthcare. When people did not have the money, they were silently suffering, but now they are empowered because they earn money, and then they can afford to get or avail healthcare. But then if there are businesses offering healthcare, then the two ends meet together, and then everybody is happy. Web trend is perhaps the most significant trend now, and it has transformed our lives perhaps the most among all the other technologies. We have some slide moving forward. Analytics, IoT, fintech, digital wallet, digital currency like cryptocurrencies. There are many cryptocurrencies. Robotics, drone based technologies is just emerging. Already there are fatalities in drone based entrepreneurship, but then they are ahead of time. So things are kind of transforming. So there will be churning of entrepreneurial ecosystem, which is happening already. Artificial intelligence, machine learning, we are in the thick of it, and it is going to remain there in the foreseeable future. It is going to accentuate and going to transform our lives in a big way. That is what people forecast. Energy storage and battery technology, supercapacitor, ultracapacitor. With the move towards clean energy like say solar power, the role of battery and storage system is going to be more and more significant, both for replacing fossil fuel and using some storage system to store natural energy, means renewable energy, and then use it in cars. At the same time, store energy in the daytime and use it in night time or whenever sunlight is not available. So battery technology or supercapacitor or ultracapacitors are going to assume more and more or more significance moving forward. Electric vehicle. So with battery technology improving, electric vehicle will be more and more popular. I didn't mention about autonomous vehicle, that is another emerging technology, and it is going to remain. Autonomous vehicle, then bullet train kind of, or say hyperloop that Elon Musk has introduced. Perhaps that will be order of the day moving forward. Every country will have some kind of hyperloop or the other. Blockchain is already there, and it offers unique security for internet service providers like banks, or say any kind of digital wallet or digital maybe any document that is stored digitally. Then e-commerce, we are in the thick of it. Digital communication, 5G is just on the door, and it is going to transform majority of the businesses which are web dependent because of the speed, because of the ease at which information can be made available. Quantum computing is yet to emerge, but the technology has already been demonstrated, and the moment it will be popular, like when personal computer became popular after mainframe, we are at this almost like a analogous period. Personal computer will give way for quantum computers, and then it is going to revolutionize the computing world. Smart irrigation is another thing where irrigation can be managed, can be monitored, can be controlled remotely, wirelessly, and then intelligently, because now information is not available unless somebody goes to the field, makes some test physically, and then there is a lag between testing and understanding, and then taking action. Whereas smart irrigation is going to make things real time. You just collect data immediately and immediately take action, and productivity may go actually up. So green trend also is related to global warming as well. So plantation becomes part of it. Then many more things. Clean energy trend. So we are already in the thick of it, in the sense that solar and wind power are competing with thermal power. Solar power rate has already gone down to something like 2.4 rupees or so per unit, compared to thermal power unit cost of maybe slightly more than that. So renewable energy cost is just has become more competitive compared to thermal energy. So, there will be no reason why the clean energy or renewable energy is not going to be dominant over fossil fuel. Wind turbine, wind energy also is competing with thermal power plant. Then we have hydro, is kind of cheaper compared to many of the other energy format. We have tidal energy and then geothermal. Geothermal perhaps is the cheapest among all of them, but then it is not feasible at all the locations. It is feasible at locations where the underground temperature is high, not at a very high depth. Normally at a depth of something like 3 to 5 kilometer, temperature will be 250 degrees Celsius, whereas in some geographies temperature just below the ground will be more than 100 degrees Celsius, maybe 200 degrees Celsius, where steam comes automatically out of the ground. So, in those places it is highly viable. You just have to send water under the ground and then you get steam, convert that into power. Look at how much of the carbon dioxide that you save by using renewable energy. Emission trading has become a usual business model, wherein by sacrificing use of thermal energy or generation of thermal energy, replacing the thermal energy with solar energy, wind or hydro energy, you can eliminate carbon dioxide generation. In the process, there will be someone who is actually emitting carbon dioxide, and they have no option but to continue to do that, because they have already sunk a lot of capital. So, they will give you money, they will almost like they will buy carbon dioxide from you. That is what is emission trading, and 1 ton of carbon dioxide is valued something like $20. Just to give a sense of the term, 1 megawatt of thermal power emits about 0.23 tons of carbon dioxide, and 1 ton is sold for $20. So, by replacing 1 megawatt of thermal power plant with renewable energy, you are going to save something like $18,000 in a year by trading carbon dioxide. Geothermal is very simple, as I said, but then it is geography specific, because everywhere you cannot really do. It may not be viable. You definitely can do, because under the ground temperature is very high. The deeper you go, the temperature is higher. But then if you have to go deeper, then it becomes less economic. If you get it at a lower depth, then it is more economic. Here is the temperature gradient and across the radius of the earth. So, at core it is about 7,000 degrees Celsius. At the surface you consider that as 0 compared to, means if you express that in terms of 1000. So, 0,000. So, you can go deeper and deeper and get more and more energy, and do not think that by tapping earth energy we are going to reduce anything from the earth, because earth energy is generated continuously through tectonic movement, through chemical reaction, like something like say nuclear fusion or something that happens at the core of the earth. At a depth of 3 to 5 kilometer, temperature is 250 degrees Celsius. Now, you send water diff down through the pipe and receive superheated steam. Use the steam to move a turbine and send the condensed water back down and receive steam again. So, that is a cycle. You do not have to put more water, maybe you have to replenish a little bit of wastage, but otherwise it becomes a cycle. So, water goes down and steam comes in, and it becomes an automatic cycle. The movement of the turbine generates energy, obviously clean energy from an unlimited source. We talked about organic trend. The price gap between organic food and the inorganic food, inorganic in the sense foods that are produced using chemical fertilizer, chemical insecticides, which gets inside the food. So, it is not really good for consumption. So, and it because it uses chemical fertilizer and chemical pesticides, manufacturing of that is energy intensive. So, eventually you end up leading to higher energy consumption and higher emission. If you eat organic food, you do not promote that. There is no chemical fertilizer or pesticides in organic food. In that sense, you actually save carbon dioxide emission. So, you try to avoid meat, dairy, then or maybe you eat organic meat, you eat organic dairy, organic fruit, organic vegetable, organic bread, organic snacks. These are all available in organic format. Organic non-food includes like apparel, like particularly baby apparel, where people do not use say cotton that is manufactured with lot of pesticides, or say a lot of fertilizers, because that remains in the fiber and then it may affect the baby body in some sense. If you eat an average apple, you also eat over 30 pesticides. I have taken this from a website, it is there in the reference. Even if you wash the apple before eating it, it contains 30 pesticides. Organic food contains no pesticides. We are talking about organic meat, what they are. If you have any question of that kind, then here is the answer. Any chicken, mutton or any animal should be raised organically or certified organic on certified organic land, must be fed certified organic food containing no animal byproduct or genetically engineered grains, and cannot be grown using persistent pesticides or chemical fertilizer. No antibiotics or added growth hormones should be administered on the animal body. Must have outdoor access, meaning that animal should be free to roam about. It should not be enclosed in an enclosed chamber, and that if it is enclosed, then some toxins get secreted and then eventually the meat does not remain good. So, what is about all the hullabaloo about organic? Organic farming reduces pollution obviously, then conserve water, reduce soil erosion, increase soil fertility and use less energy. Organic method of organic method of agriculture can reduce the need of fossil fuel obviously for crop production by 70%, can store carbon dioxide, that is equivalent to 40% of global emission. If all the lands in the world becomes organic or all agriculture is done organically, then 40% of carbon emission can be reduced. Not only reduced, but 40% of the carbon dioxide global emission can be absorbed in farmland by farmland. Just by reducing meat consumption, we can sustain food supply even in 2050, meaning meat actually consumes a lot of water and it emits a lot of carbon dioxide, whatever meat you name. So, if you stop eating meat, you will save the world from carbon dioxide emission and you will save lot of water. Healthcare is a new trend in India, and look at the amount of investment that is happening in Indian startup. So, from $164 million or so in 2018, the investment has come up to 504 million, and there is no stopping because there are more and more opportunities. People are actually waiting to avail better and better healthcare services. So, new opportunities are available in healthcare in a big way. New trend is artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence powered bots are being implemented in a wide variety of business verticals. You can book flight, you can order meal, you can check weather, get notified, and a plethora of other things. So, suppose you just want to check whether your loved ones has boarded a flight and whether the flight is delayed or when it is going to land, when it is already landed. If some information pops up automatically or some alert rings an alert, and you get to know that okay, flight is delayed by half an hour. So, without really needing to look into your cell phone or check your mail or check the website. Artificial intelligence is making all that possible, not just that, many other things. Just an example, a new Spotify bot lets you suggest a song in a conversation and immediately play it, And Apple is also, like suppose you are in a conversation that I would like to hear some say Muhammad Rafi song of this kind, etc., etc. So, before you can search or before your friend can suggest, Spotify will have a bot that is listening to your conversation, and then immediately it pops up a song and it starts singing, and you are amazed. Similarly, suppose you want to buy something, you are making a search and capturing the information based on your search, whether it is in a social media or maybe Google, some suggestion automatically pops up and you realize that this is the best thing possible, because it will capture your emotion, it will capture your liking, preferences, and then give the most optimum one. So, that is how artificial intelligence is going to transform. Chatbot redefines the way business interact and interact with customers. Like for healthcare, it gives personalized experience, it schedule doctor, it notify caregiver. For banking and finance, notify services. Suppose bank comes up with a new interest rate, immediately notifies. Maturity information, your fixed deposit is matured, information comes automatically, nobody has to physically do that, and many more. Hospitality, manufacturing, retail, insurance, human resource, name any domain, and artificial chatbot is already giving us this experience, new experience, and it is going to give us more and more, making life easier and reducing our daily activities, daily work. We can concentrate on more important things. Here are some more specific trends that helped creating new business opportunities in the recent past. Usage based commerce, like rather than selling something, people may use it for a while and then pay. Lend and pay a fee. Collaborative consumption, I have already given an example of Airbnb and then Uber, etc. Circular economy, earlier economy was use and throw, consume then throw, and then let it pollute, something like that. Circular economy actually restrict the pollution, it kinds of recirculate and reuse, it promotes reuse, reutilization. Good enough to frugal innovation, meaning frugal innovation is innovating something that eliminates anything that is unnecessary or less necessary, almost like a lean product development philosophy. Free and then freemium, they offer bare minimum thing as on free of cost, but then if you want premium things, then you pay premium. So, freemium. Performance based business model, like say you sell a machine, and if the user uses it better, then they get some reward or something, so that during warranty period you do not have to pay them some money. Like say car, you give a car to somebody, they use it and then pay a lease rental. There are many models on that. Experience, you pay money to go to a concert, but to download and have the convenience of listening to the music on the go, you have to make some payment. Crowdsourcing, means you source from the crowd, maybe innovation, maybe money, maybe suggestion, maybe strategy, maybe anything that you want, maybe even medical services, BOP, etc. Creative consumption, collaborative consumption, like Uber or like carpool. You have a car, then you engage with some other 2, 3, 4 guys, and then earn money, at the same time reduce emission, because other people are not using another car. Circular economy. So, linear economy is take, make, use, dispose, then let it pollute, whereas circular economy is take, make, use, reuse, then remake and recycle. So, at the end you avoid pollution and you avoid depletion of resources. For example, if you think of construction industry, the stone chips quarries are reducing, are getting exhausted. So, there is lack of sand, lack of stone chip supply. Suppose you find an alternative in some mining areas or somewhere, and you can use this to supplement construction material, then you are actually supplementing the depleting resources. At the same time, you are preventing pollution on the other hand. Economic trend, we have already mentioned that when there is a recession or there is growth, both time there are different kinds of opportunities that emerges. So, we have to understand the trend and then do accordingly. Like discount retailing is the right business during recession, whereas luxury business is when there are economic growth, people have disposable income, they have surplus income, and then they can use that to buy something that is not so much essential. It becomes want rather than needs, whereas during recession it is the needs that is to be fulfilled, not really what people want. Whereas during growth phase, whatever they want, they can buy something irrespective of whether they really need them. Social trend already discussed, we will not spend a lot of time on that. More importantly, aging people, they have unique problems like healthcare, like they can be self sufficient by doing a business. So, they can become an entrepreneur even at old age. There is a story that 94-year-old lady recently become an entrepreneur by manufacturing some food items and then selling that. Health trend we already discussed, and then you can see then web trend is the most pervasive trend in the industry, in the technology, and with 2G, 3G, 5G, we have been empowered with newer and newer opportunities. Our life became much better with every change in technology paradigm. And in web design, there are so much of changes that is happening all around. So, this has been taken from Webflow. Look at how web design is giving a new kind of customer experience, like say designing the truth, meaning that there are so much of fake news and so much of fake information, and people are baffled, and most people do not understand the difference between the right thing and the wrong thing. It is very difficult. Even for advertisement, very few people can distinguish advertisement from a news item. There was a study done by Stanford. 82% of middle school children could not distinguish between advertisement and news. So, they thought this is news and they trusted advertisement as if they are the truth. So, you have to design something which is actually true, and you have to give people the opportunity, the capability to make a distinction between truth and untruth, avoid whichever is fake, so that people do not fall into trap by politicians, by companies who have a different agenda. Accessibility is the key, meaning there are people with say differently able people with disability. So, you have to make people like 26% in United States, they have some kind of disability or the other. It might be more in India and other places. So, we need to think of them and then offer facility for them to access everything that other people can access. Content is no less than experience or the design per se. People designing experience is a wonderful thing, and this is the most emerging, most demanding thing for business. But then content is very important as well. If we invest more on experience design or the design per se, and we neglect the content, people will read the content, will not understand the meaning of it, or it might be obnoxious, it might be bragging on the part of the company, and then people may not come back again. So, we have to really focus on the content as well, and we have to empathize with everybody. We have to think other people as us, and then we should not write anything that hurt them. So, inclusive is the key. The no code revolution, now technology is changing, is revolutionizing in such a manner that a person without any coding experience can write code. There are platforms where you just type what you want to type and a website will be built. The rise of visual developer, again that is also a no code kind of a tool, where visually you can drag and drop items and a wonderful website will be built, website or portal. Role is not identity, meaning if you are a designer, that is your identity, but anybody can be a designer. So, role does not actually define the identity that you are in. 2020 trends, this has been taken from US Chamber, and there are 10 inspiring business ideas that they think that will define new businesses. So, I thought this is very relevant for you. So, brought it here. The reference is right here. You can read more about each item. time is short, so I am just flipping the pages only. Following are some trend about customer engagement. Consumer will demand more control over their data. Alternative lending will continue to grow because banks have their own limitation. Bank cannot provide access to everybody. Then everything that can be personalized will be personalized. Suppose you enter into a restaurant, and then restaurant offer you a cubicle. Depending on your dress, perhaps they capture what kind of color you like, and the light glows and you feel so soothing atmosphere because you like that color, something like that. So this kind of personalization is going to happen everywhere, and you are going to get satisfied because nothing is going to be kind of repulsive to you. Subscription based service, you do not have to buy a car, you just subscribe and use it for a while. This is going to skyrocket, meaning for everything is going to be subscription model. Socially irresponsible firms will struggle. So, be very ethical, be absolutely ethical, otherwise you are not going to survive. We talk about user experience, and user experience will remain, is here to stay and prosper. So, understand what defines user experience. Peter Morvile has these items: useful, whatever you do it should be useful. Utility is the core of any service or product. Desirability, then accessibility, then credibility, then findability, they should be found easily, then usability, and finally it will create wonderful value to your customer, and customer will become loyal to your company and brand and will come again and again. Some references and few concluding remarks. Thank you very much.